Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Top Black Music ZILDJIAN, and today we have another book review. So in this book review collection that I have, we are going to dive deep into the collection of Ed Soph. So Ed Soph, if you don't know him, he is one of these great jazz legends over at UNT and graduated from UNT too. So if you don't know him, he's played with Woody Herman, some other great acts as well. So if you don't know him, check him out. One recording I really love from him, his Woody Herman's Giant Steps album. He plays on that, and a lot of great ideas he has. So Ed Soph, he's one of these great educators, great jazz performers. And I had the privilege to actually study a little bit under him and also attend a little bit of his workshop and masterclass series that he had. So learned a lot of great stuff. I got his autograph too, but we're going to be talking about 3 of his books that he has. So we're going based on skill level, as always. Well, sometimes. This book is Musical Time, a source book for jazz drummers by, well, of course, Ed Soph. And there's Ed Soph right there. And this is really a great book for people getting introduced to a little bit of jazz, a little bit, also intermediate level. So it's a little bit of beginner and intermediate, and here's the reason why. Ed Soph has this little concept of getting sick and tired of repetitive ride patterns, and so he wants to get rid of that, and some of the modern jazz guys actually get rid of repetitive jazz patterns. They do something called non-repetitive jazz patterns. Instead of doing ding, ding, da, ding, ding, da, ding, they do ding, 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 da, ding, 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 da, ding. That type of stuff where it's like you're actually not having that as a timekeeper. You're having it as a source of, as a leading hand type of thing. So this is a really great book for that. It has a lot of great examples, a lot of great methods of non-repetitive ride patterns, a lot of exercises. So a really great book. I really recommend this to intermediate people. So the next book is really advanced stuff. So Essential Techniques for the Drum Set, Book 1. This is a really great book. It has like about everything about coordination. It has really great exercises. Now this book is intermediate to super advanced stuff. Now this is pretty much intermediate through first go around. It talks about a little bit of more of his concepts about musical time book, which is the non-repetitive ride pattern. Talks a little bit about that, those applications. He also mentions like common coordination patterns, and he uses his book with his students too. He loves this book, and also the meat of this book. There's some books that are really good, and some books that are like, there's only one great section, and all that. For Rick Latham, some of the great stuff in that book is the solos. The solos is the main thing that most teachers, drum teachers go to, or stick control, usually at the first page. So in this book, it has a lot of great stuff. The big key component of this book, the biggest thing that is from this book is the last section. So the last section, I am going to tell you like one of these things is the advanced triplet coordination. So he has this little thing where you're trying to use all of your limbs, because one of his concepts was that you're not actually using the drum set, or some of the common things that people might think is that you're not actually using a drum set if you don't use all your limbs independently. So he has this little method, and he has about 51 rows. So he has about 204 rolls of combinations in here. So he has, for example, I'm going to give you an example of a combination and all that. So a combination would be playing half note triplets on the right hand. Left hand is just playing chord notes. Right foot is playing chord notes, and the left foot is playing chord note triplets. And try to write this down. I actually wrote it down in one of my binders. Is that one? Yeah. I wrote down like all 51, or actually 205. There's 51 rows, so 4 times 51 is 204. So this is a really, really great book for like if you're just like, man, it's challenging me. Use this book. Use the advanced triplet coordination section and all. So that's a really great book. Now this one I kind of skipped over a little bit, and this one is like pretty much like if you want to get into big band drumming and just get very well familiar with that, then go with this book. It's really great. So in this book, I got his autograph actually, and so you can see it right there and all that. To Todd, all the best. It's so he's a really nice guy, really nice guy. So in this book, he pretty much talks about a couple things. He talks about like he talks in parts, like preliminary series, like singing, stickings, articulation. He talks about like understanding section figures. So he talks about really deep detail about big band stuff. And also, this one doesn't have a CD, and this has actually some big band charts that I think he wrote these big band charts, and he probably might actually use these for when he's auditioning some of the students for the 1 o'clock lab band. So he actually uses this book with his students because it's his book. So this is a really great book for understanding big band drumming. Like if you want to venture into it, like if you're in a jazz band, you're like, I want to get better at my big band playing, then this is a go-to book in my opinion, because it's really good for big bands drumming, and you will be very versatile, very well prepared with this book, because Soph was one of those great jazz big band drummers of the time. So these are pretty much the free books that Ed Soph has. Now, Ed Soph has DVDs too. He actually had a 1 VHS book. No, one VHS set, but no one has VHS anymore. No one even knows what I'm talking about, VHS. I lived during that time of VHSs, and no one nowadays knows what it is, but he actually has 1 VHS DVD, and I have no clue what is in it, and I really want to know what information he has to say, but there's no way for me to play it nowadays because I don't have a workable VHS tape. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this book collection. He's got a lot of great stuff. So just to recap, I would recommend this to a little bit above beginner and intermediate people who are wanting to get into jazz. This one to intermediate to really advanced players. And this one, anyone who's interested in getting better in big band drumming. So this is a really great book. And all these are really great books because of Ed Soph's musical mindset. He has a really cool musical mindset. So these are really great books, and check them out, see if you like them. And I definitely recommend these to the skill levels that I said, especially to my students too. So let me know what you think, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. Yeah, doing a funky dance. Yeah. So I'm Todd Blackman, your son's drummer, and I'll see you in the next one.